Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hello, dear friends. I am Correa, and we are here live on Kardec Radio every Tuesday evening at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to study the Divine Law. Friends, is akin to the constitution of our souls, and the beauty of it all is the more we study these constitutions, these immutable laws, the more we shall progress. How do we know? Because we will be equipped with greater wisdom, which will then lead us to making wider choices. As we progress to happier planets, the constitution of our souls is something that we shall refer to throughout eternity, because the divine laws are a mere beautiful reflection of God's love for us. And we can count on the fact that God's love is omnipotent and unchanging. Are investing on ourselves at this very moment on Kardec Radio and on our other platforms for lives and lives to come, as we progress from this existence to another one. This knowledge and wisdom will be stored in our perispiritual body and brain, and in this way we shall remember this information. So beautiful that we are able to invest on our eternal wisdom, as we are created to allow our light to shine. So we are polishing ourselves as spirits as we study the laws together. Right now, Brazil. Wonderful to see you, beautiful friend. Welcome, everyone. Please viewers of Kardec Radio who have kindly planned this beautiful study for us. And tonight, dear friends, we are going to study questions 866 and 867 on the third part of the Spirit's book, where Kardec investigates the notion of fatalism, which refers to a question theme that Kardec wished to explore. When we are on Earth, are the events that take place in our lives a result of mere luck, or is it a result of greater planning? On the same note, or on a similar note, is it a result of God's intervention? Are the events in our lives the result of God's intervention, free will, or both? Maybe these are questions that we ourselves have wondered about, and we are very grateful to Kardec, because he not only asked these questions to superior spirits, but he also compiled this information in a very educational manner to enlighten our souls more than a century later. So are we ready to enlighten? Of course we are, right? Because here on Kardec Radio, we are always nourishing our souls. So let us go to question 866. Kardec asks, then the fate that seems to preside over the destinies of our material life, would it still be the result of free will? Remember, dear friends, Kardec, superior spirits, whether our free will allows for our lives to take different turns and lead us to many different events, or is it the result of God's will for us? And the spirit mentors answer with great wisdom that shall perhaps answer some of our deepest questions. So let us hear what the spirit mentors all of us. In answer to this question, they say, you yourself have chosen your trials. The harder they are, and the better you endure them, the more you advance. Those who spend their lives in selfish enjoyment of abundance and human pleasures are neglectant spirits who remain. Therefore, the hapless greatly outnumber those who are materially fortunate, as the majority of spirits look for those trials that will be most beneficial to them. They see all too clear the futility of your earthly glories and enjoyments. The happiest life is always agitated by nothing else, by the absence of sorrows. What an enlightening answer, dear friends. Through this answer, we learn that what we consider luck, materially speaking, is very likely a trial for us. What do we mean? If we look at our lives, it all depends on which standpoint incarnation. If we interpret our current incarnation from a material standpoint, then happiness, fulfillment may mean having the home of our dreams, check. Having that beach house, right, Veronica? Especially for you who are in Australia, right, dear friend? Or getting that promotion, having children, check. Or having a certain title, check. Or being married, check. Or being able to buy a second car, check. Materialistically speaking, we as incarnate spirits may be even encouraged to seek for material possession. Look at our lives from a spiritual, immortal perspective, dear friends, then we come to understand that the car, the promotion, the retirement, the marriage, the children, the home of our dreams, the vacation of our dreams are but the means for us to acquire eternal virtue, provide us with material comforts so that we may indulge and live life as if we were in an amusement park. Live life with all due respect as if we were going from one ride to another at Disney World or Disneyland. No, God did not vouch for our reincarnation through our wins, for us to have our desires satisfied. How do we know? Because we have been there and done that for many lifetimes. If we look at the history of humanity, dear friends, we know that we may have been the kings and the queens that is splurged, or we may have been a religious figure with great, they were quote unquote God. How many times have we ourselves been under the illusion that we were God, that we were in total control of our lives, that God is to be our slave. God is to satisfy what is in our to-do list. How many lifetimes have we on the earth looking at our existence from this selfish, childish perspective, telling God, either God, you give us what we desire, or it's all over between us, forgetting that we are sustained by God, that we wouldn't even exist if God didn't wish us to exist. Dear fault of God's love. So why is it that there are many incarnate spirits right at this moment that may have a physical disability, that may be undergoing extreme financial difficulties, that may be dealing with extreme health issues, that may be dealing with mental countless. Why? Because when we are fully aware of who we are, not only now, but throughout eternity, we make choices, not prioritizing our old habits of fulfilling our own whims and pleasures, but rather we make choices prioritizing the need for us to get out of our new virtues. So if we are physically sick, we may be able to cultivate the virtue of patience and compassion for ourselves and others. If we have a temporary physical disability, then we are draining vibrations that may be noxious to our spirit in a way that will educate going through financial difficulties. It is because we know that we may have failed in the past in dealing with riches. So God has prepared a beautiful, perfect educational plan for us, not to satisfy our ego, dear friends. No, because we have been there and done that. Now, through a different ride, no longer the Disney World ride where we seek to merely entertain ourselves, where we think that we are the center of the world, but rather to go into an inner ride where we come to know ourselves, where we face our truth, the corners of our souls that we are here to polish, where we seek to acquire virtues, the immortal heavenly treasures that will go beyond the temporariness of this life. So we, especially us, the spiritists who know of immortality, are being called, like in millennia, to finally prioritize the life of the spirit. Yes, we live on earth. Yes, we are incarnated. Yes, we have needs, but we are being called to prioritize the spirit, to be incarnated, knowing that our true aim is to pass our tests so we can go back to our graduate with honors. And what does it mean to graduate with honors? To finally fulfill God's will. So tonight we are asking, are we ready to give up pretending we are God? This is the question we are asking ourselves and one another in the name of the mentors who bring Spiritism. Are we ready, all of us, ourselves included, to give up pretending we are God? Because it is only when we allow for God to be in command that we can then shift gears, stop feeding the ego, and live thinking of. So this is why many of us, when we are in the spiritual realm preparing to incarnate, we ask for trials. This is why whether we have quote unquote good luck or bad luck, this is not mere luck. We spiritists know that this is part of a tailored plan. So let us ask ourselves another therapeutic question. What have we come here for? What may be a particular test that we ourselves, as immortal spirits, have agreed to undergo before incarnation, before this reincarnation? As we were planning this reincarnation, what might have been one particular type of test that we ourselves, while formulating our educational plans so that we could grow spiritually? Let us view the scriptures and identify that tonight, shall we? Thank you, dear Vanessa. The teachings from the spirit mentors working under the Christ and our dear Kardec are treasures for the soul. We are very grateful that we can study and learn. Vanessa for supporting all of these works in the name of God. Thank you, dear friend. Yes, so two central questions for us. Are we ready to give up pretending we are God? Number one. Number two, what may be a particular trial that we may have selected for ourselves, thinking not of pleasure, not of temporary needs, but of immortal growth? Let us meditate on that. And now, dear friends, we are going to move to our last question of tonight. Question 867. Where does the expression born under a lucky star come from? Answer: from the old superstition that associated the stars with the destiny of each person, an allegory that some people foolishly take for literal truth. So for many lives, dear friends, we have been looking for oracles. We have been looking for talismans. We have been looking literally for the person or a medium at a center to be the middle person between ourselves and God. How many times do we call friends? May we call or have we called friends who are intuitives, who have the faculty of mediumship that is more ostensible, and asked, oh, what should we do? Should we accept this new position? Should we get married? Should we not get married? Should we get divorced? Should we not get divorced? Should we have a child? Not have a child? Should we buy a car? Not buy a car? How many times have we picked up the phone or a text and expected someone else to be our lucky star, meaning to give us the answer? But the spirit mentors are saying that this is superstition, that this is child. Why? Because in Spiritism, we learn that there is no middle person between ourselves and God, that no one prays better than any of us could, that no one has a magical talisman, that no one has the answers for us except God and our own conscience, because the divine laws are written, been prepared before reincarnating to be aware of our reincarnatory plan. Also, we have a guardian angel, a spirit mentor that is provided to us by God out of love, mercy, and compassion to guide us. So no longer do we need to look at the other for the answers. Spiritism invites us as the amongst us to look within for the answers. The answers are in us, dear friends. No one better than God, Master Jesus, our guardian angels, and ourselves know of what we took responsibility for. So if we have embraced a childlike posture up to this moment in time, lucky start, or expecting others to have the key to our challenges, or to have the answer to our tests, or to take responsibility for our decisions, Master Jesus, through the mercy of God, Allan Kardec, and the teachings are here to tell us we ourselves are co-creators, meaning we seek the good within ourselves and to march forward using our reason and our faith. This is why not even Master Jesus, the sacred envoy of God, interfered with people's choices, even when he were to perform a healing on the earth. He usually, question number one, that Master Jesus used to ask, or what would you like me to do for you? So Master Jesus did and does to date still empowers us to make our own decisions as co-creators. Why? Because Master Jesus knows that we are our making an effort to recognize the divine in us, that we shall allow our light to shine. So Master Jesus, our guide and model on the earth, the governor of this planet, never babysat anyone. He never carried anyone in his arms in a sense of guiding them, decisions for them. Master Jesus didn't act like a savior or a rescuer. Master Jesus acted and still acts as an educator that believes in the potential of his own students. Thus, he does not do the homework for us. Rather, he guides us through our own thinking and sees because he wishes to see us grow. If Master Jesus did not love us as much as he does, he would do everything for us because it would, in a sense, be easier. It would be a shortcut since he knows much more than we do. But he loves us so much that he wishes us to progress. This is why he empowers us to make decisions, to be responsible for our own decisions, and to connect to God directly. In the book Jesus in the Home, last chapter, chapter 50, this book is by Neo Lúcio through Chico Xavier. The apostles are saddened because Master Jesus at that point in time has to leave to go to another town, another village. And what we do without you? What shall we do? We will be lost. We will not know what to do. And when Master Jesus noticed that the apostles' inner children were clinging to him, he simply prayed and said, "Forgive us, Father, for not trusting your greatness and your guidance. We know that you shall provide for us always." So man put himself in the position of rescuer, didn't take responsibility for others' choices. He didn't stop Judas from responding to the consequences of his choices. No, he didn't stop Mary of Magdala from also undergoing expiations that were necessary for her progress. He encouraged them to move forward, was there for us, to support us, but not to do our work for us. So, final question for us. Are we looking for a lucky talisman or a lucky star to guide us? If we are, let us practice looking for that lucky star within, knowing that we are divine, telling ourselves we are of God, and all the answers we need are provided to us by God and the Christ directly to our hearts. All the answers we need shall be provided to us by God and the Christ at all times. So let us practice the nurturing this direct connection with God, because they are always there for us. The question is, are we there for them? Let us meditate on that together and keep on feeling the divine blessings that are showered upon us in every moment of every day, seeking the good always. Thank you, dear friends. A big hug to everyone. And we already look forward once again on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for more. But in the meantime, please stay tuned to Kardec Radio, because right here We are absolutely always nourishing our souls. Many blessings.